Hi everyone, my name is Moni.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And this is Petrichor.
It's a game by David Chircop. It plays 1 to 4 players, about 20 minutes per player.
It's published by Mighty Boards. And I believe it's about the Petrichor means... What does Petrichor mean?
Petrichor is actually, I just found out, it's the smell after rain. It's that pleasant smell that people like. It's called Petrichor.
But in this game, you are a cloud, and you're trying to grow crops, and you're trying to be the only one to grow crops. So we'll see how that goes.
So you can become the reigning champion.
So today we're going to play it.
Reigning.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and get set up, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we are now set up for a 2-player game of Petrichor. And what we're going to do first is just kind of give you like a lay of the land of what's kind of on the board and on the table. And then we'll go over a brief overview of how the game is played. And we'll save the full rules teach for while we play.
Yeah, I think that's a
Make
good way.
sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Take it away.
All right. So if you direct your attention to here, the center of the table, kind of give you, like she said, a lay of the land. Here on the board, we have the score tracker right here. It goes in a circle. It goes up to 50, so there are some chits if we go beyond 50. In this game that we're playing, this particular game is up to 4 rounds. The full game is 6 rounds, and that's on the reverse side of this, but today we're going to be playing a 4-round game. Here we have the voting track, as well as 3 different harvest dice that we still need to roll. Okay, and we'll go over those later. Here we have different field tiles. Just know that there's variability in these field tiles. What we did is we went ahead and set up the basic game. For a 2-player. It's in this configuration that you see here. There are, I believe, rice, potatoes, and corn that are not in this game. Those are, I guess, for more advanced games. And those are going to be in the box right now, so we're not playing with them. Here you see just different thunder tokens, different chits that we'll be using throughout the game. We all have different cards, raindrops in our own colors, as well as voting tokens here.
And these clouds.
Oh yes, and of
So
course
cool.
these clouds right here, which we'll be using to manipulate over here.
Super cute. And so basically in this game, we are clouds. We literally are clouds.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And we are trying to grow these crops, but you want to grow the crops the most, basically. It's an area control game.
Right.
And so you're going to be manipulating the fields using these action cards and your raindrops in order to try to have more raindrops on a tile when it harvests.
Hence the area control.
Hence the area control. So like you said, the full game is played over 6 rounds, but the rulebook recommends that you kind of start by playing the 4-round game just to kind of get the feel of it.
Yep.
And so each round is broken up into 4 phases, I believe. The first phase is the action phase. We're going to be taking these cards. We're going to be playing them to take the actions. And these cards, which you'll see in a minute, kind of represent the 4 different weather types in this game. It's frost, rain, sun, and wind. Right? And so each type of weather allows you to do something, whether it's putting a raindrop on a cloud, moving the cloud to a different tile, and just
allowing those clouds to dump rain.
Yeah, stuff like that. And so after that first phase, the second phase is where you and during when you play action cards, you can be voting on the different weather spaces of the board for the next phase, which is the weather phase, where you're going to be activating the most voted on type of weather, which will also manipulate the board. After that, if our harvest dice show all 3 of the harvest icons, or all 3 of the dice show these icons, then you have a harvest phase. Otherwise, you skip that phase.
Right.
And that's when any crop that is allowed to grow, or that's like that's eligible to be harvested, will be harvested, and players will score points at that time. And then after 4 rounds, we do endgame scoring, and that's pretty much it. Whoever has the most points wins.
That's right.
That makes sense? So, like I said, that wasn't the full explanation of the game, but we will go through it as we play. So let's see who goes first.
Okay.
Yeah? Ready?
So I go first.
You. So
this is a stack of 8 cards, so I think I get the second card.
So the first player in a 2-player game gets 7 cards, and the second player gets 8.
And then I think
and then you get the cute
the cloud
token. First player marker. We also have a little bit of setup, a tiny bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our initial cloud with a drop.
A single drop.
Both of us get a cloud with a single drop.
Okay. So
and then starting with the person who's not going first.
In reverse turn order.
In reverse turn order, we get to put these out on the board. So where do I want to put this? I'm going to start here.
Okay. So that's on coffee.
Coffee.
That's what it looks like. Okay, so the rule is in this beginning phase, I am not allowed to place where Monique has placed. So I must go somewhere other than where she is.
Must be an empty tile.
Empty tile. So I take my one raindrop, put it in a cloud, and I'm going to. I'll neighbor you right here.
You're gonna go there.
Yep.
I was debating between those two.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's it. That's it for setup. So starting with you, we're going to start our actions phase. So we have these action cards. Oh my gosh.
And all these cards are just one of 4 different types of cards. There's the sun, the wind, the rain, and the frost. And as we play these cards, we'll go ahead and kind of describe what's going on. So
on your turn, you play 1 card. Take the action and vote. Those are the 2 things that are mandatory.
Right.
After that, you can choose to play an additional card, but it must be you have to play 2 cards of the same type to take the additional action.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I played a rain the first one and I want to do wind the next one, then I must play 2 wind as my second action.
Right.
Yeah. There is a caveat. You can play any 2 cards to act as any one other card.
Yeah, to act as well.
So I can put rain and frost together to make sun.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll all make sense as we play.
Correct.
So, what would you like to play?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play frost right here. Okay, so what that does is it creates a light cloud. So I get to put out another cloud, place one of my drops in it, and place it on a field without a cloud. So I cannot put them in these 2 spaces, but I can put them anywhere else. And let's go ahead and place that one right over here. And then now I can vote. So
I must vote.
I must vote, sorry. Oh, we did not roll these dice. Let me go ahead and roll these dice.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to determine the harvest. Okay, perfect. So
that's a good roll.
it's a good roll. So we have 1 harvest actually showing. So if these 2 dice, as we manipulate them, go down and show this symbol, then we can harvest out here. And we'll talk about that as the game goes on.
So after you play an action card and the action's been resolved, then you must vote. And you're required to do this. And so what you can vote on is shown on the card. You can either vote for the type of weather of the action card you put down. So in his case, for frost. And if you would put, when you vote, you put one of your voting tokens on the actual weather type on the board. So he can either do frost or he can do the weather that comes after the weather type that he played, because they resolve in a specific order. And so in this case, the weather type afterwards would be the sun. So you can either vote on frost or sun. And on all of these cards, there's also an option for the harvest. You can vote on the harvest. And that's these 3 dice in the middle. If he were to vote on the harvest dice, he would take one of the dice that is not already showing the harvest icon here, and then he would bring it down or turn it down to its next lowest.
So from 2 to 1.
Quantity. And then he gets a point. If ever you switch a die from the 1 to its harvest side, you get an additional point. So it's 2 points total. So that is what
my options are.
What his options are.
Okay.
So what are you gonna vote for?
Let's go ahead and I'm gonna vote on sun. So frost, the next one over, is sun. So I'm gonna go ahead and vote there.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Are you gonna do a second?
I am gonna not do a second one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's my turn. Wow.
And this will be the discard pile right here. Okay.
Okay. So I'm also gonna play a frost. So there's my frost card.
Okay.
And this allows me to create a light cloud. So take this cloud, put one of my drops in it, and put it somewhere on the board. So I think I will go here. And then now I must vote. So I think I'm going to vote. I'm also going to vote for sun.
Okay.
Let's get my token on there. Do I want to go again?
Yeah, do you?
That is the question. I think I will go again. And so if you take a second action on your turn, like we were talking about earlier, you have to play 2 of that action card type. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this sun.
Okay.
And these 2 rain that are going to substitute for the second sun card.
So those are going to be your 2 to make
these
a
are
wild.
So this is like a wild, and then this is my sun. So I'm going to put them together and do a sun action, which allows me to add two of my drops onto a cloud that I'm already in. So let's put these both in here. And then I have to vote. So I will vote again on sun.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
All right, very good. I'm going to go ahead and play sun.
Well, that's
Kind of
sunning here.
exactly what you just did there. So I'm going to place 2 drops right in there. And I have to maintain a little bit of majority here, or try to. So I'm going to vote for sun as well here.
Done?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm also going to vote for sun.
Really?
This is the crazy, we're big crazy sun people.
Yeah, what the heck?
And I'm going to put 2 of my drops into this cloud. That's what the sun does.
Okay.
And then now I must vote, and I'm also going to vote for sun again. And then I'm going to play another action, which is the wind. So these are my 2 wind cards.
Okay.
I'm going to play them down. And what the wind does is it allows me to move a cloud that I'm in into an adjacent space.
Okay.
And so this is a cloud that I'm in. Adjacency is orthogonal. So I'm going to move it down into this. By the way, because this cloud had 5 drops in it, as soon as a light cloud, has 4 or more drops in it, it becomes a thundercloud. And so thunderclouds are marked with this little thunder shit. It kind of hangs off the corner here, which is cute. And that happens after, you have to resolve those effects after every action that you take. So we should have done that at that point.
Right.
So now that I played the wind, I'm going to move this cloud into this space that is occupied by Naveen. And no more than 1 cloud can fit on a tile. So as soon as a cloud moves into another tile with another cloud in it, they merge. And so I'm just going to have them all merge into here.
Okay.
So now there's only 1 cloud. And no, regardless of the cloud types, as soon as 2 clouds merge, they also become a thundercloud.
Right, so this one was already a thundercloud.
This one was already a thundercloud, so it doesn't make a difference.
Sure.
But also, last thing I promise, as soon as 8 or more raindrops are in a cloud, the cloud overflows. So I believe this has exactly 8.
It has exactly 8, yeah. So 5 plus 3.
The cloud overflows, and we have a ton of rain. We pour all of our rain onto that tile, and then the cloud goes bye-bye. As soon as a cloud pours its contents out, it disappears, just like in real life, I think. And then now I must vote. So I can vote on wind, rain, or harvest. I'm going to vote on, wind, rain. I'm going to vote on wind.
Okay.
And then this gets discarded. My turn is over. Also, before you take your next turn,
Yep.
I wanted to say that each tile, so we're trying to grow crops in this game. And so each tile tells you the minimum number of drops that the tile should have in order for the crop to start growing.
Yeah, so it's per tile.
Yeah, it's per tile. So this tile has a minimum drop requirement of 3. We now have 8 on the tile. If it's on a cloud, the clouds don't count.
Right.
It has to be on the tile. And so now that we've met its growing requirement, the tile is considered to be growing. So we get this green growing chit placed on the tile.
Yep.
And if ever we hit a harvest phase, then this tile will score.
Right, and again, harvest phase is once all 3 of these dice are showing the kind of the wheat symbol here.
Yeah. As soon as the number of drops dips below the 3, though, then this gets taken away. So it's not a safe tile per se.
Looks pretty good though. Yeah. Okay.
We shall see. Okay, sorry, your turn.
Okay, no problem. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play a frost, and with frost, I'm gonna create a new light cloud. Put that there, and add 1 raindrop to it.
To the coffee.
To the coffee. How many cards do you have left?
1.
You have a card left.
I have a card.
Okay, so if you pass, then I only get 1 more turn. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And in that last turn, you cannot do a second action.
You must only do 1 action.
Yeah.
Okay, you can only do. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do wind here. So we're gonna take wind, and because I'm playing 2 cards, and what wind does is move a cloud you are presently in to an adjacent space. So they're gonna come here. They're gonna combine.
Did you vote already?
I'm sorry, I did not vote already. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. So, backing up a little, I'm supposed to vote on this one right here.
Yep.
So I can vote on either frost or on
sun
or harvest. Well, I gotta vote here just to kind of keep that even. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and do that wind action. Let's go ahead and move over here. And we're going to dump into that one. And now because two clouds came together, get a nice little thundercloud here.
Oh.
Oh, can you help me out?
Yes.
I think it goes the other way around.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, and then again I have to vote, so I can either vote on rain, wind, or wheat. And so let's go ahead and vote on wind.
Wow.
Gotta play offense, defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will play my last card, and it is the sun. And so again, this lets me put 2 of my drops into a cloud that I'm in, and the only cloud that I'm in is this one. So 2 drops go into there, and I will vote. Do I want to vote? Do we want to keep doing that game? I could vote on wind, or I could vote on sun. I mean, either way, it doesn't really make a difference. It just depends on what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna vote.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote on wind.
Okay.
Haha. Okay, and then this gets discarded.
Okay.
You get. Actually, no.
I have one more turn.
You get 2 more turns. I haven't passed.
You haven't technically
I
passed.
haven't
That's correct.
technically
Yeah.
passed.
Okay, I'm gonna play rain, and what rain does is rain any 1 drop for up to 2 clouds. I'm on 1 cloud, so I'm gonna rain down 1 drop right now.
Yeah, so I think that was the last type of action that we hadn't gone over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so rain allows you to choose up to 2 clouds that you're in and drop 1 of those raindrops onto that current tile.
Correct.
So
Yep.
he's only in 1 tile, so it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yep. All right, so then my voting options are rain, frost, or the harvest. So
We
I
need to get that harvest going.
We do need to get that harvest going a little bit, but so with my options here, I'm gonna go ahead and vote on rain. Let's do that.
We have
Get something a little different.
a lone voting token.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm out of cards. I'm
Okay.
gonna pass, and so now since I passed, he gets 1 last turn, and you cannot do that second optional action. You can only have to do 1. You can only do 1.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and pass.
Oh, you're gonna pass.
I will pass. Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna retain this one.
Oh yeah, you have 1. You have 1 card
I
left.
have 1 card left.
Okay, so now that we both passed, that the action phase is over, and so once everybody's passed, you're only allowed to keep up to 4 cards in your hand. So how many cards do you have in your hand?
8 card.
8 card, and I have none, so we're fine. And so now we are going to move on to the weather phase. So all this voting shenanigan, we're going to discuss this now.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are 4 different weather patterns, and there's a specific direction in which we have to resolve these in. There's a little arrow on the
right.
frost, signaling where we have to start,
Right.
and we go around this way. But we're only going to resolve the 2 highest voted
Right.
weather patterns.
So in this case, sun and wind.
In this case, it's sun and wind because there's 6 voting tokens here and 3 here,
Yep.
1 here and none there.
Right.
And so, in this order, we're going to resolve the sun first and then the wind. And the different types of effects are different for the actual weather phase than they
Correct.
were for the action phase. And so they are, I'm just going to go over all 4 of them, and then we'll actually go and resolve them. So for frost, let me just turn this over. Frost turns all light clouds that are still on the board into thunderclouds.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not resolving that now, so we can skip that. The sun, it says in turn order, you choose a cloud and you double your presence.
Right.
And so in this case, it's all or nothing. If you run out, anytime you run out of raindrops in your personal supply, you can take them from tiles. You can never take them from clouds, but you can take them from tiles that have your raindrops on them. If you're unable to double, then you don't do anything for the sun. So since this is the one that won, we can go ahead and resolve this. Yep. So it says in turn order.
Turn order. Okay. So doubling that, it's gonna go there.
So I have 3 in there. I'm gonna put another 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. This turns
Sun cards
this.
are nice early.
Huh?
Sun cards are nice early.
Yeah, they are. They are kind of a nice early play. So this, since there are more than 4, this turns into a thundercloud. Okay, so that was the sun. The next weather type is wind, and so in reverse turn order, players can move any 1 drop from a field to an adjacent field. And so these are from the field, the tile itself, not from the cloud. So starting with me, I can move his raindrops, just doesn't have to be just mine.
Right.
And I believe you have to take these.
Yep. In reverse turn order, move anyone. It doesn't say you.
It's not
may move.
optional.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
you
you're
have
supposed
to do it. So I'm gonna actually move this one over there.
Okay.
Let me get that one away from the cloud.
All right, let's try to balance this tile out just a little bit better. So let's go and put that one right there.
Okay. Perfect. So we have completed the wind, and we're just going to go over the rain effect, even though we're not going to actually resolve it right now. But had we resolved it, that would let all thunderclouds just rain.
Right.
So basically all the clouds that are thunderclouds, we would dump them onto the tile below, and those clouds go bye-bye.
Correct.
All of them. Cool. So now that we've resolved all of our weathers, all of the voting tokens, actually before we do that, we look at the majority in each of the weather patterns that won that vote, and whoever has more tokens on that space gets to move up on this voting track here. If it's a tie, in a 2-player game specifically, then nobody gets to advance. Right. So this one, nobody gets to advance, and we take our tokens back. In this win spot, it looks like blue has a majority, so blue advances. And depending on where your voting marker is at the end of the game, these are how many points you're going to get at the very end of the game.
So right now, 2 for you, 0 for me.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way for these to go back. These are only going to continue
once you're
to
there,
advance.
you're just there.
And so now that we've done that, take these back. And now, in a 2-player game at least, we're going to determine who is first player for the next round.
Okay.
And so it's whoever has the majority of the voting tokens left on the board.
That's me.
If whoever has first player has more tokens than the other player, then they get to maintain.
Right, so I'm retaining first player right now.
But had we tied, or had I had more, then I would have taken it.
Exactly.
So that's not fun. I wanted to go first.
All right.
And also keep in mind that a lot of the processes that we're doing are specifically for a 2-player game. The process to end the round is different in a 3 to 4 player game. So just make sure to reference, when you pass, so make sure to reference the manual.
Correct. Okay, so we're going to pass.
Well, after this, you would go into the harvest phase. And there are 2 things that activate the harvest phase. It's either if all 3 of these dice show that harvest symbol, then we're going to have a harvest phase.
Right.
Otherwise, if it's the last round of the game, then we'll also have a harvest phase.
Right.
But because neither of those conditions have been met, we're going to skip that, and we're going to go into the cleanup phase.
Yep. So then we advance the tracker.
Advance the tracker.
And we are going to get 7 cards each.
7 cards each, and then any of the dice that do not show the harvest symbol will get re-rolled. So I guess it's kind of a way to try to get closer.
Yeah, to move it along. There you go. Moving it along.
We're moving in movers and shakers.
These are your 7.
Thank
so I'm going to add 1 more back to my 7.
Any cards left over just get added.
Yeah, up to 4 cards.
Well.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, so you are first again.
I am first. Okay, so I'm going to play a sunny day card right here. Okay.
Oh.
And that allows me, once again, to double up in a place I am. So let's go ahead and put that there, and I get to vote. I'm going to go ahead and vote, let's see, I'm going to vote us closer to a harvest. So I'm going to take it from a 3 to a 2, and what that does is it gives me 1 victory point.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay, that was your vote?
That was it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Are you going to take a second action?
No, I will wait.
Okay. I'm going to play these 2 rains, but it's going to turn into a sun card.
Wow.
So I want to do a wild. So I'm going to take the sun action, which lets me place 2 drops into a cloud that I'm in.
Okay.
So I'm going to place them in this one, and I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it makes it 8. So now this overflows and dumps out onto that tile. Bye-bye, cloud. Okay. And then I'm going to vote, and I believe since it was a sun, I'm going to vote on the sun. And then do I want to do a second action? I'm not going to take a second action, actually.
No?
No. I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play a frost card right now.
Ooh.
And that allows me to put a drop into a light cloud and place it somewhere where there's no other cloud. And I'll go ahead and just place that right here.
You're doing there.
I want to get in there. Okay.
What are you doing there?
And I will go ahead and place sun. I'll vote sun.
Ugh.
And I will not be taking a second action.
Okay, I'm gonna play the frost as well. And I'm
Really?
gonna create a light cloud.
Okay.
And I'm gonna place it right there.
Wow.
And I'm gonna vote. Do I want to vote for? I want to vote for sun also.
I like it.
And then do I want to take a second action? I'm not.
No?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll play sun. I get to put 2 drops into a place where I have a cloud. I'll put those 2 right over there. I'm going to vote on sun. Okay.
I don't like what you're doing there. Okay. I'm going to play these 2 as a wind.
Okay.
And so it says move a cloud you're present into an adjacent space. So I'm going to move this into this space, merging our clouds together, turning that into a thundercloud. Okay. And then I'm going to do a second action. So I'm going to do the wind again. Oh, sorry. Wait, before I do that, I have to vote.
You do have to vote.
So I'm going to vote for the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes down to 1.
Okay.
And I get 1 point.
You do.
Great. And so for the second action, I'm going to do the wind again.
You did not have that. Okay.
And,
Great.
and I'm going to move this cloud into this one.
Okay.
Which merges these 2 together
Oh.
and causes them to overflow.
Drop it.
So we're going to drop these here, which is kind of nice for you because
And we'll score there. Yeah.
yeah, that's going to score. So this is considered growing. So we're going to put that chip there. And then I have to vote again. So I'm going to vote on the harvest dice again. So this is going to go down to the harvest symbol, which gives me 2 points.
2 points, yeah.
1 point for turning it down, another point for it turning
Correct.
to the harvest die. I don't have any more cards, so you will
true.
have at most 2 more turns.
But you haven't passed yet.
No, so
I
that's
can
why you
technically
have
have
2 more
3
turns.
Okay. 2 turns, but I can do 3 actions.
Correct.
Okay.
3 actions max.
Okay. Well then. Okay, so I'm going to play these 2 as a wild here, okay? And it's rain and wind, but it's going to represent frost.
Frost, okay, so that's
Frost
the
in this
action you're
case.
taking.
Yeah, so I'm going to
So-
go ahead and I can either vote... Well, let me go ahead and resolve that. I'll put that right there and create a light cloud with my little raindrop in it. And I'm going to go ahead and vote. I have the option of frost, sun, or harvest. We're all harvested out, so I can't do the dice anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and vote on sun so I can try to get a majority here. Because you have no more cards, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then I have the option of doing a second action, so I will go ahead and do a second action. I'm going to
Do
put
another
out
sun.
2 suns, exactly. And 2 suns. Let's go ahead and put 2 drops onto that one right there. And now
You're going to vote?
I get to vote, yeah, either on wind or sun. Let's see what's going on with the wind. Wind move a cloud.
Yeah, wind lets you move a drop from a field.
Oh,
to
that
the
thing that we did earlier,
in
huh?
reverse turn order, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there.
Okay,
Yep.
so I pass. I
You
no
pass.
longer have any more cards.
Okay,
So
so I can do something?
would you like to? You
I would like to.
can play your last card?
Rain.
Okay.
So I'm going to rain one of these drops out here onto this little place right there, and then I can vote, and I can vote on either rain
Or frost.
or frost. Rain. I will go ahead and vote on rain. Right there.
Wow, you have so many voting tokens
do,
on the
yeah.
board.
So
what
that
did I
means-
do this turn?
We are done, right? Because you have no more
because I
cards. I have
harvest.
no more cards.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have any cards at all?
I have no cards.
Okay, so
Yeah,
done with the
I'll
action
pass.
phase. Gonna go into the weather phase. The 2 most highly voted are these 2. Looks like sun and rain.
Yep.
But we're gonna go in this order.
Right.
So sun activates first.
Okay.
So starting with you, choose a cloud and double your presence.
Okay, so I have that. I'm gonna double the presence there.
I don't have any clouds, so I don't get to actually take that
Right.
that
That
turn.
action.
That action. Oh, also, we didn't do this earlier, but this tile also met its growing
It
requirement.
did, unfortunately.
So the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because all of the tiles have just 1 row with the growing requirement. The coffee is different because it has 2 rows. So coffee starts as a sprout. As soon as you meet its minimum requirement, you get the tile on its white side.
Yeah, we should have put that out there a little earlier.
Yeah, we should have put it out right when it had 4, but we were so lost in like figuring out what to do. So now it's starting as a sprout. If we go into the harvest phase, this tile is going to score 5 points for whoever's the majority, 3 points, etc. Now, if we activate a sun phase while it's a sprout, then it turns into a full growing harvest, which will give more points. So the reason why this is important is because we're literally having a sun phase right now. So this sprout turns into a growing harvest.
So you're saying I shouldn't have voted on sun?
You probably shouldn't have voted on sun.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's been voted on, so that's done with sun.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gonna move on to rain. So all thunderclouds rain.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you put those 2 in there, this became a thundercloud.
Correct.
Which I'm gonna put here just to show.
That's right, because there's 4 in there.
Because there's 4 in there. And then now that we're gonna do the rain, it rains down into this tile, which is terrible for me.
Perfect.
And this goes away.
Okay.
And so now we're gonna look at majorities. You have the majority
Sun.
in the sun, so you're gonna go up 1, take back our voting tokens. Okay. And then you also have the majority in the rain. So you go up again, which is really not looking good for me. And you still have voting tokens left on the board, so you retain first player.
That's right.
I really shouldn't have done that. I realized.
You got 2 points.
I did you a favor while still giving you more votes on the board.
I also did you a favor here, so we'll just call it even.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now that that's done, we're going to go into our first harvest phase.
Okay.
And we're going to harvest all the tiles that are harvestable.
Right.
So which are these 3.
Correct.
So and you can do this in any order you want. So we're just going to go, let's just go from here.
Okay.
So the cotton, the cotton and the grass are just basic majorities.
Just straight points, yeah.
So it looks like here, whoever has a majority is going to get 5 points, and second most is 1 point.
So
Naveen gets 5,
6, and I get 1 point. Okay.
If there was a tie, then everybody who's tied gets the lower ranking score.
So we would both get 1 there.
Yeah, but it wasn't a tie, so unfortunately.
So that goes bye-bye.
And then our raindrops come back to us.
All right, I'll take all of these.
Wow.
Unnecessary.
Let me help you count your raindrops.
Overkill raindrops here.
And this token goes away.
Okay.
So this tile is interesting. This is corn. And the way that corn works is whoever has the majority gets 2 points, but they also get a wheat token. And it looks like that's going to be Naveen. So go ahead and collect your wheat token. Okay. Whoever has a majority of the wheat tokens at the very end of the game just gets 12 bonus points. 12 points, yep. Which is really nice.
And you get
because
3 points.
I get 3 points, which is really just 1 more point than you.
Correct.
And this goes bye-bye.
Okay.
And then our last crop is our coffee.
It's all you.
And this is all mine. And because we did have a sun this round, I'm gonna get 10 points.
10 points, 17.
Which is nice. And then these come.
Hopefully this wheat will balance that out.
This goes back to you.
Okay.
And that's the end of the round. So we're about halfway through. So now we're gonna go into the cleanup.
Yep. So we move to third.
Move that. 7 cards.
7 cards.
Player,
now we don't reshuffle these.
You don't reshuffle
Only
them.
if we need to.
Only if you run out.
Okay.
And because we had a harvest phase this round, we re-roll all 3 of the harvest dice. Wow.
Okay.
So Naveen maintains first player because he has the majority of the tokens left on the board, and this is not looking very good for me.
No. You got a little 9-point lead.
You have a weak token.
I do. You're right. If I can maintain having it.
How many more cards do you have?
Well, we have to shuffle here, so that's 6, 6, 7, and 7 right there. And just confirm you have 7.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay, good.
And it's going to be your first, right?
I believe so. All right, first turn.
First turn. Of the second half?
Of the second half. All right, let's get some clouds going. So, Frost.
Frosty.
Oh, boy. I am not sure where you're going to go here.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to take that spot.
I agreed with you. I was like, I don't know where I'm going either.
Yeah, I'm going to take the spot here where you did that one time, and then I will...
Likely story.
I know. So I can vote on either Frost or on Sun or do the Harvest. You know what? All right, this is a good way to take 2 points. Let's go ahead and... oh, no. Let's do Sun. Okay.
What?
I think this is the right thing to do here. Sun. I will vote for sun.
I'm warning you that that sun's not going to matter unless this reaches its threshold.
It needs 4 right
It
there,
needs 4
correct?
first on the
Right.
tile, and then you have to do a sun. You have to resolve a sun weather.
It needs 4 on the... And oh, I see. I
Yeah,
see
it
what
needs
you're
to
saying.
be a sprout before the what? If you do the sun first and there's no sprout, then that was a waste.
Oh, there has to be a... Okay,
Yeah,
I got what you're
does that
saying.
make sense?
Yeah, I do.
So, do you still want to vote for the sun with that knowledge?
You know what? You talked me out of it. Okay, all right.
You're like, yes.
This might be the... This might be the detriment. So I'll take 2 points here. We'll get us closer to harvest, even though I have no idea what's going to happen with this board. But I will take 2 points. Since you did it earlier, I'll do it.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh wait, did you want to play a second action?
Did I want to play second action? Go ahead. I'll see what you do first.
Okay, I'm gonna do the frost.
I had a feeling.
Did you? Okay. I'm gonna play this frosty there, and then I'm going to vote on. We can do frost or sun. I'm gonna do sun. After I talked you out of it earlier.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm not gonna do a second action.
All right. Well, gosh, don't like the fact that you're there, but we'll go ahead and wind, and let's go ahead and just wind right on into you, right over there.
So this becomes a thundercloud.
Thundercloud, because we've merged,
Yes.
and I get to vote on either rain or wind.
Thunderbolt. Yeah. Which one?
Let's see. Wind allows us to in reverse. Oh, do that whole thing where we move. I will vote on.
That whole thing where we move.
Yeah.
The whole song and dance.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and vote on
Oh, you like that?
wind. Yeah, let's just maneuver stuff around. You know?
Maneuver.
I don't like the fact that you'd be first to maneuver, but
Are you taking a second action?
I will let you do your thing first, and I'll follow
What?
after you. I will not take a second.
Oh, you will not.
I want to be able to counteract whatever you do. Oh.
Sun. Let's put 2 of these drops into this
Gosh.
cloud.
That's 4 there now, huh?
That's 4.
Are you gonna take a second action after you vote?
I'm gonna vote first, right?
Yep.
And then I
Vote.
will do a second action.
Okay.
Which is
wow.
another sun.
Wow. You're just trying to make sure you get that thing there.
I don't know what I'm doing really. So that
Okay.
turns that into 6, which is still
Gosh,
fine.
don't like that.
And then where do I want to go?
I don't know.
So I can do sun or wind or sleet and snow. I'm gonna move this down and get a point.
Okay. How many total drops are in there now?
6.
6, huh? Gosh. We're gonna wind it up. And
Wind
I
it
happen to
up.
be here, so we're gonna there we go.
You like that?
Yeah, let's get that slide on down. And I get to vote. So because we have a wind, let's go ahead and vote. Wind.
What is that gonna let you do?
It's where we, in reverse turn order, move 1 drop that's on the ground somewhere.
Well, I'm gonna move it back.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Wait, do I really want to do that? That's the question. I'm gonna move it
Okay.
here.
Oh, okay. I like it.
So I moved it and then I'm gonna vote. So I can move it. I can vote on wind or
Right. Or rain, or you
Rain.
can get us closer to harvest.
I'm gonna get no. I'm gonna vote on rain.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Do I want to take another turn?
That's a good question. Yeah.
No.
No? Okay, I'm going to use frost.
Okay.
And with frost, again, allows me to put out
A new
a
one.
new one with the drop. Yeah, I think, well, where would be a good place for you, Mr. Frost? Okay.
Yeah, you can put that anywhere.
I could. I'll put you right over here, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
And with frost, okay, so
What are you gonna vote for?
yeah, the debate is I'll put it on frost.
Okay. Are you gonna take a second action?
I will. How many cards do you have left?
I have 2.
I will not take a second action.
Okay. I am going to play them.
Okay.
2 of them as a sun.
All right.
And I'm going to place 2 drops on here, which makes it
Dump.
spill, because there's 8.
Mm-hmm.
Or it makes it 4. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so this goes bye-bye.
All right.
And now we have a
Nice
sprout.
maneuvering. That was pretty good.
You like that maneuvering?
I did. Yes.
So we have a sprout.
It was good.
And I will vote on... I'm going to vote on the harvest.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Your turn?
Yeah, my turn. So let's go ahead.
I feel like as we're playing this, like I can kind of see the clouds moving. You see
Yeah,
the clouds
yeah.
moving in the sky.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's silly.
I'm feeling it. Oh, boy.
Because we kind of just like center ourselves on like one part of the
Gosh.
board.
So unless I make it harvest, we're not going to harvest. So I should probably not vote on harvest here. Okay, let's do frost. And with frost, that allows me once again to go ahead and make one of these. And I'll put it right over... Let's put it right over here. Puts one in there. I'm going to go ahead and vote. Let's vote on frost.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have the option of doing a second action, correct?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to do a double rain
Oh.
to make it rain.
So he can choose up to 2 clouds to rain. Doesn't have to
Correct.
choose 2, but he can.
So I will.
Double rain.
Double rain there. Okay. And with rain, I can vote. And I'm going to go ahead and stifle this right here. Okay. Cool.
Done?
That's it. And I have no more cards.
Neither of us have cards, so
Yep.
that's the end. That is the end of that. We're going to go into the weather phase, and let's see. It looks like this is
The most.
first, so this is definitely resolving. And then we have a 3-way tie for second, so that whoever's first player gets to decide which one second will be.
Which one second will be. Mm-hmm. It's going to be this one right here.
Frost?
Frost.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Okay, make your decision and be like certain.
yes.
Frost?
It's going to be frost.
Okay.
Correct.
So we're going to do frost and wind. So frost turns all light clouds into thunderclouds. We have 0 clouds.
None of them,
So
yeah.
that doesn't happen. But because you have a majority here,
I get to move forward.
you get to move forward and you take your tokens back.
Okay.
Now wind, in reverse turn order, we move any 1 drop from a field to an adjacent one.
Yep.
So
Sorry. This has...
Oh, that
I have
has
2
2 drops
in
on
it,
them.
So there we go.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move this one here.
Okay, so that goes bye-bye.
So that goes bye-bye. So that is no longer growing.
No longer a possibility.
And then now your turn. You can move any 1 drop from a field.
I may. This is interesting now. This becomes difficult. Because you got this mass here. I'm not winning that. That's not going to happen. What I'll do is move this one right over here. And now this becomes fertile ground.
Fertile ground.
Fertile ground, yes.
AKA it's growing.
It's growing.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. So these go back to you, and
then
you go
I'll
up
again.
1 more. Wow, you're going to have 14 points at the end of
Yes.
the game. This is really not looking good for me.
But you now have the most out here, so
I'm going to be first
you
player.
become first player.
Yay.
We're going to move it to the 4th round, so now we have one last round here.
This gets rolled, even though we're going to have a harvest no matter what,
Right.
because it's the last round. Oh!
That's right. Well, yeah, you can't get any cheap
You
points.
get me cheat points, yeah.
Okay, so 7 cards each.
7 cards. This is interesting. We're starting the last round with no clouds on the board.
Yep, so this is yours.
Thank you.
This is mine. No clouds, you're right. Yeah.
And then I start, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm going to start by getting some clouds on the board.
Excellent.
So let's put that one right there.
Ah,
and I'm going to
I
put
thought
my
you-
drop in there.
Right over there.
And I am going to vote on... So I can do... I'm going to vote on sun.
Okay, makes sense.
I will not take a second.
Will not take a second. Okay.
Action.
All right, let's go ahead and play a frost.
Okay?
classic play right there. And drop it that
You
over right
would.
there. Okay, and I get to vote. So, do I want to? Okay, I'll vote sun. Let's do it.
You voted for sun?
Yeah, I'll get
Okay,
it over there.
interesting.
Why not? It's
Are you gonna take a second?
No, not right now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna play another frost. Let's
Mm-hmm.
get some more of these clouds out.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my droplet, and then I'm going to vote for. I'm gonna vote frost.
Frost it is. Okay.
Yeah. Also, we didn't say this earlier because we are now in the last round. But for the final weather phase, we are going to resolve all 4 of these weathers. You still score the track or the voting track only for the top 2.
But all 4.
But all 4 effects are gonna happen.
Okay, gotcha.
Just for the very last round.
So what we're doing here is purely for
The
advancing
voting
on these
track.
tracks to get more points. Okay, good to know. All right.
Okay. Do I want to take a second one? That is the question. No.
That's a
Go
good
ahead.
question. Yeah. Okay. Sun.
Ooh.
2 on. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and vote on sun.
Okay. Are you gonna do a second action?
No.
I'm gonna play another frost.
Uh-oh, you're just littering it.
And go
What you doing?
over. Where do I want to go?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go over here.
Okay. Frost, huh?
Drop. And then
What are you doing?
I'm going to vote for sun as well. How many cards do you have in your hand?
Gosh, I have 5.
Okay.
You have
I'm
5?
done.
You
I
have
have
5?
4.
4? Okay.
Well, I went
Okay,
first.
you went first, okay.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, that's interesting what you just did there. Okay, so
Like-
I'll go sun. And let's just stack
Clouds are
them up.
forming.
What are we
Okay.
doing?
Thundercloud?
Thundercloud, okay. And then I will vote sun.
Surprise!
Yeah. Huzzah.
This is a sun battle.
Yeah. I'm trying to card count. Like, I can't
Any
tell
more?
how many. I will not take another action. Let's just see what you do first.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play these 2.
Okay.
As a sun.
As a sun.
I'm gonna put these 2 in here.
Gosh.
Put it
Okay.
there, and I'm gonna vote for the sun.
Sun.
Well, I can do either sun or wind.
You can do sun or wind, yes.
I will do wind. Phew, that's a hard decision.
How many cards do you have left?
2.
Okay.
So sun or
Okay.
wind. I'll do wind. Let's just see what happens.
Okay. Any other actions? You can take the last action with those 2 cards?
No.
No? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. Alright, I'll rain.
Okay.
So I'm gonna drop 1 down there. Because when that happens, we have the minimum 2 met. 2
Okay.
drops are on the ground.
Oh my
This
gosh.
will score. Okay, and then I have the option of putting it on frost or rain. Let's go ahead and put it on rain.
Okay, are you gonna do another one?
I'm gonna see what you do.
So is that a no?
That's a no.
Ugh, I'm stressed out.
I'm gonna see what you do. You have 2 cards.
I do. Well, I have to play this. I want to play this wind.
Wind, okay. So what are you gonna move?
I'm in a crazy little predicament here.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to do something kind of crazy. And I'm going to discard these 2
Okay.
and turn them into rain.
Rain.
I don't know, this is probably not the best move, but we're going to go for it.
Okay.
And I really don't know how to get out of the situation. So I can choose up to 2 clouds and rain 1 drop onto the tile. And choose that one and this one. And so that one eliminates that cloud completely.
Okay.
And I must vote now on either
Rain or frost.
rain or frost. So we're gonna go with rain. Ouch.
Interesting.
And I end my turn.
How many are behind here? Sorry, I'm
There's
rolling
one
off
behind
here.
there.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that right there so I can see. Boy, this is a tough decision. But I'm gonna I'm going to play these 2 cards as wind.
Okay.
Okay, and they're going to move over here.
Interesting.
Into this spot right over here. We will see if this...
And then you have to vote?
I do have to vote, and I'm going to go ahead and vote on rain. Because I can do wind or rain. I'll vote on rain.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you going to do an optional?
I have 1 card in my hand, so you're passing.
So I'm passing.
You have none? Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and play the sun card, which allows me to drop 2 into here. And then I can vote on either sun or wind. And of course, I should try to block and vote on sun.
So I'm out of cards, so I pass.
I pass.
Oh, you don't have any more cards at all?
I'm done.
Oh, okay, so that's it. That is the end of the last actions phase of the very last round. So now we're going to go into the weather phase, and I kind of misspoke earlier. I said that in the final round that we resolve all 4. You actually only resolve the weather phases that have at least 1 vote token.
So in this case, everything has 1
In
vote.
this case, we're going to do all 4.
So we will.
But had there not been, then you would only do the ones with vote tokens.
Sure.
And you still calculate the majorities for the top 2 in terms of the vote tracker. Okay, so let's start with the frost. And so the frost allows you to, or actually it turns all light clouds into thunder clouds,
So both of
which are
those.
just these 2 bebes. And then we're going to go to the sun, which is going to be one of the top 2 that has a majority. And because we tied in here, neither of us are going to move up for this. But the sun says, in turn order, choose a cloud and double your presence. So I'm first player, I will go first. I'm actually going to double my presence in this cloud.
Okay.
And you?
Well.
Oh yeah, you only have 1
I'm
cloud.
in, so 6 is in there. So that's going to make it 12 in there, so it's more than enough to drown the place.
Yeah, is this crop even growing? Like that seems like a lot of water to put in one plant.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Then after that we have wind, and it says in reverse turn order. So starting with you, you can move any 1 drop from a field to an adjacent one.
I'll just go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna move this one over here. So now this is growing, considered growing.
That's that. We're gonna balance out each other.
And then for the final one is the thunderclouds. All thunderclouds rain.
Yes.
So which are these 2? So this is gonna rain, and it's gonna pour all its contents onto that tub.
Short.
Yeah, that one's short. That one's not gonna have a harvest, but that one will.
Okay.
So that gets
That's
put
there.
there.
So now I was in the lead here.
So
So it's the one that does. So I will go up.
Yeah, you are killing me in this
Yes.
foot track. You're gonna win
That was
just
the plan.
because of this.
All right.
And
Okay. That's the end of
that's
that. Yeah.
That is the end of the weather phase. So now we're gonna go into a harvest, and we're going to do everything that has a
Let's go
green.
in the top corner there.
So this has 5 points for
5
blue,
points
please.
for you. Okay. So 19 goes to 24.
This is not
Not
score.
gonna score.
This one is 2 points plus a wheat token.
Plus yourself a wheat token.
Thank you.
Very good.
And then pretty much everything else is yours.
Yeah.
So this is 4 points
Okay.
for you.
So 14
5 points for you there.
to 19.
And then
That's gonna be.
looks like you get 10 and I get 5.
So 29 and you get 31. Okay.
Ugh, this is gonna be terrible.
Okay, here we go.
And that is the end of the game. So now we're going to just add up points from the voting tracker as well as the wheat tokens,
Correct,
and that'll
yeah.
be a final score.
Okay.
So you get an additional 21 points.
21, yep. So
Ah,
that's going to take me exactly to 50. Nice, I get to use one of these little chits. To 50, and then
Nice.
I have the wheat also, which gives me an extra 12.
so
Wheat is friendly. on
so
these
I
times.
get 2 points,
Alright, 1, 2.
and then I have a wheat as well.
So that gives you 12. 1, 2, 35 to 45.
Oh, I don't even hit 50.
So final score, we have Monique with 45 and me with
62.
62.
Good job.
That's it.
You are the best cloud.
I made it. I made it rain. Made it rain with points. Alright. Cool.
So let's talk about it.
Yes, let's do it.
What did you think?
Very, very highly strategic game.
This game is so intense.
Yeah, it's really intense.
It's just. It's really intense.
Yeah,
It's-
for having only 4 cards to make decisions and try to maneuver, it's pretty
There's a
pretty
lot of
difficult. There's a
thinking
lot
power
of
there
thinking. You know,
that it requires.
there's a lot of I think she's gonna go here, so I think I'll maneuver away from there. Just let them take those 4 points or whatever.
So
Yeah,
let's start with theme.
Okay, sure.
What did you think of the theme?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really
For an
cool.
area control game where you're basically just trying to get things out on a board. Cool.
What other game do you
Yeah.
know is about clouds?
Yeah,
right?
raining. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I think it's really cool. You know, you're used to area control games being like dudes on a map,
Yeah, war
or like
games. or something
war
like that.
games. But
Yeah.
this is about raining being the most plentiful rain
Yeah.
on a crop.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty unique.
Raising up. Yeah, it was cool.
So I really like the theme. What about
Mm-hmm.
like player count and replayability?
Well, whenever there's a highly strategic game, I think it's replayable, right? Because that's what makes the strategy so interesting. Is now that you and I have played it against each other several times. Next time we play it, maybe you're gonna think, "Wait, I remember the last time he played
Right.
it like this."
So your strategy continues to
So
build.
It'll probably develop as you play with new players as well as with the same players because
Right.
you know kind of their mindset and thinking. So
Yeah.
I
So
think
yeah,
it
I
is
think if
very
you're like playing
replayable.
with the same group, you're definitely gonna
Yeah.
your strategy is gonna be one thing. Next game, it might evolve into something
Right.
else. You're gonna try to do new things.
plus we talked earlier in the game, but there's other tiles, so that changes things up also.
There are actually other crops. Like we're
crops,
not playing with corn or potato. I think there's a third one.
Rice.
Rice, yeah.
yeah.
And so some of the other tiles, score differently. And then with more player counts, the field is actually much bigger.
Yeah.
I believe I think it's like 12 or something.
Yeah, the grid
Not
is
quite
different on
remember.
tiles.
But
Yeah,
the grid is
I
different.
think it's also cool the way just the board's laid out. The 2-3-2 staggered. So whenever you're gonna move
Right, the way
via
that the wind
orthogonal,
moves.
you
Gosh,
can't
that wind.
you can't just
Where's the
get
fence?
wherever you want.
Like
yeah.
whatever happened to the fence for the fence mechanic? That would have been
There's
awesome.
no fence mechanic. It's
Build
in
a
the sky.
fence,
A
And
sky
now
fence.
you can. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Theme. You said theme. yeah. No sky fence.
But with in terms of player count, I think that obviously in a 3 or 4 player game, it's going to be very different. Like you're going to have a lot more opportunities to be able to score in different ways. In a 2-player game, everything is laid out on the field. You know how the other person's going to score unless you do something about it, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking
So-
min-max in a 2-player game.
It's
right
really
here.
intense in
Yeah.
a 2-player game because it's either me or him, especially in the voting. And the voting is really kind of soul crushing after a while. Like when like I'm just not going to win some of those tracks, and you can see the other your opponent going higher and higher in the
Yeah,
voting.
I really tried to play my cards. I shouldn't tell you this because you're gonna know for the next time you play.
Yeah,
I
what?
really tried to play my cards where I knew that I could maybe not win the voting category, but at least tie so that Monique couldn't win the voting category, and then me sneak and take one away, and then do it again on the next round, and then do it again on the next round, and that's kind of what I was trying to do there.
I think my downfall here, and this is kind of getting into some of the mechanics and some of the strategy, is I was thinking like, oh great, you can take a second action on your turn. And so I think I was using that a little bit
costly.
too liberally
It costs,
in the first
yeah.
round. Yeah, it's expensive. And so when you're
Cards
taking...
are your actions, so if you're gonna
Yeah.
take 2, that's 50% less.
Exactly. When you're taking that second action, it costs you 2 cards. And if you're using your cards, or if you need it to be a certain type of card that you don't have, then you're spending even more cards, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to spend 2 cards
Right.
for one. And so that is less votes that I'm getting on the board.
And the board may have changed by the time it gets back to you, where you just spent a card that you thought was part of the wild that you're like, oh, I need that win now. Dang it,
Yeah.
I used it as to fluff my second action.
Right.
So
So I really
yeah.
recommend using that optional second action sparingly.
Right.
Use it when it's like, okay, if I can do a double move, I'm gonna get this cloud to pour, this thundercloud to spill over,
Right.
and so now my opponent,
Or
if
put me
they
in a
want to
bad
get,
situation.
yeah,
Right.
if my opponent wants to get in on this tile, they're gonna have to create a cloud. They're gonna have to get it to thundercloud.
Yeah, multiple
to pour.
steps
So
where-
that takes a
right,
lot longer.
right.
So that's when I think you should use that second action.
Yeah, I think you can justify doing that when you know, okay, I'm taking something major away from him.
Right.
So now it's going to cost him a card just to get a cloud out.
Right.
Then to move it, then to double it.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, well, you're spending 2 cards for me to have to do 3 cards to undo something.
So you kind of have to think about that part.
Totally.
So yeah, it's so interesting. There's only 4 different action cards.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. There's a little of a learning curve. I remember when we were first kind of learning this game. It's like the 4 different action cards are the same weather patterns as the ones on the board, but they do different things depending on the phase. So like
Yeah.
the action is different depending on the way that the sun resolves.
So
etc.
understanding how to vote is very important.
Yeah, but I will say that there's a guide or like a player aid,
Yeah,
and
the
the player
player
aid
aid
is
is great.
great.
Yeah.
You just look at it and you know what to do.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Remembering though to like make a cloud into a thundercloud, and then remembering to make it pour, and then putting these chits on is something that we struggled with just a little bit.
Yeah, we still do.
I we still do, yeah. But otherwise, that part was fine.
Right.
In terms of the actual like mechanics of the game, I found it to be almost like a programming game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like I have a hand of cards, and I know kind of if I can play them in a certain order, I can get a whole cloud poured onto that tile.
Yeah, but it's not a solitaire game where it's like, okay, on my personal player board, how am I going to move clouds around to score?
Right.
So yes, you're programming, but you have to also
be able to react
exactly to what I'm doing and vice versa.
And being first player, this is huge. So I was only first player, I think, the last round.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it's great because you get to make the call on a lot of these ties. Mm-hmm. And in a 2-player game, ties are great and also horrible. Right. Because if you're kind of falling behind, that tie is going to make it so that your opponent doesn't advance, but they're also friendly. So especially with the wheat tokens, we both scored 12 points, which also means neither of us scored any points, right?
Yeah, so when I saw, especially in this game, when I saw that you had positioned yourself to try to get that wheat, that's when I went, okay, I'm going to go get this 10 points over here.
Ugh, I know, don't remind me.
Yeah, so, and I was like, well, ties are friendly, I get 12, you get 12, okay, then I can justify going up this track to make up the difference of loss there, so. And so there's a lot to think about, these cards, the way that these cards act for voting.
Yeah, they give you 3 options.
They give you 3 options. You can, vote on the main season. You can vote on the one that's next to it.
Or you can vote on the
harvest.
you
can manipulate the dice. And so if you know that you're falling behind and you're not ready for a harvest,
not to. You did that.
To do that. I did
There was
that.
At one point you didn't.
I totally
that kind
did
of that ruined me a little bit.
I totally did. I was like, I'm not in any position to say let's harvest. So.
And that was also one of the things that I did poorly. There were a couple turns there, especially in the first round, where I voted on the harvest. And when you're voting on the harvest, you're not putting vote tokens out. So keep that in mind.
Right.
But some rounds you may need to vote on the harvest because if I don't harvest now, you're putting yourself at risk next round for somebody stealing that tile from you before you can harvest again.
Right. Because you work this whole round to position yourself to try to score points.
Right.
But if I'm like, well, I'm not going to harvest.
Yeah.
Then I'm glad you did that. Good. I'm not going to harvest.
Yeah, it kind of ruined that for me.
Yeah, that's good.
So really interesting. Lots of decision making.
Yeah, lots of decision making. I really like it. You?
I think that it's a really good game. I am terrible at area control, and this was pure area control, so this kind of scrambled my brain a little bit. But I think that if you really enjoy area control and you like to kind of like try out these unique themes, you'll probably really like this.
Yep.
So I would definitely recommend it, especially for people who love area control.
Absolutely. So thank you guys very much for watching this playthrough. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like to see more of our videos and more of our content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'd love to put out more stuff.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.